Yamahwefo ina kwa aba na yemfambra yem platform we eso. Owura Musa Danquah Global Info Analytics. Ono na oye panyipa oda no. Samson Solomon Owusu Alan Kwajuchemantini UP United Party no. Ono ene Director of Communications. Abusia oni opanyipa ya crash on one television. Nina who will lead NDC in 2028. Ehunkomo didie. Na ohwe post na owura atoforcing edikan ena siedun keti atoaso ena Haruna Idrisu atoaso. But yewura Solomon Owusu kiremu a likely say NDC asiedun keti ebetime die ni mu ena Musa Danquah so say dabi me na meye poster ana say me na meye minim dia meye enti no it will be very difficult say be happen. Abusan komono dia no hye yenko TV ekoba beto aso e dia mo mesro to document betum na like na wahye na foforo eni bia hwe enti enkomono bi ekoba beto aso.
So good morning to you and good to see you.
Good morning,
he's
brother.
the MP for Southall and
so yeah. Officially I'm your MP.
Yes, officially. I have to be coming to see you every weekend.
For the information of you, this is Suga of Suga Coffee. This is Suga of Suga Coffee.
Anyway, so let's get into it. And let me start off with you, Musa Danquah, because so many questions have come to you. In fact, NDC members I've seen have been asking you a lot of questions. How do you even determine who makes it onto the list?
Pleasant. We didn't start this work today. The first poll that was conducted in April, testing the public opinion about who should replace John Mahama. The first poll got Haruna on 25%. The first poll. Atifosu on roughly 17%. Ablakwa on 14%. Asedin Kitia on 14%. Zenato 8%. Glos Debra 8%. Omani Buama late 3%. Joshua Alabi 3%. Anatete 3%. Eriko Poku 2%. Iwadako 2%. Guzitano 2%. Alex Mold 1%. So we started from somewhere.
Okay.
With a long list. And we kept going. The subsequent ones, the list began to shrink a bit. Right. And before even this list, we put out an announcement that we may not know those who are interested. If you believe you have interest, you can either call us quietly, so we'll put your name in there.
Out there, yeah.
Public announcement. Some did call.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You were called by someone
through their associates. Yes, some came to our offices.
Wow.
So the release was refined.
And this was as far back as
April 2025.
When they had just won one power.
Yes.
Some people were interested in becoming a presidential candidate.
Yes.
Immediately after winning the 2024 election.
Before the election was even won, people were preparing for 2028. Blessed.
Wow. But that's a long time. I mean, why?
It's called planning. You plan ahead.
So you don't just get up and
say, anybody who sat there and didn't plan, thinking I'll jump in 2 years' time, it will be gone.
Wow. So you were called by some of the interested.
Yes.
Telling you, and you know why I can't imagine this? They were telling you, oh, hello, Musa Danquah, I want to become president.
Yes.
So you should put me on the list.
Yes. I've had several meetings with the associates.
Wow.
Now don't leave me out.
Wow. This is serious.
So the list kept refined over time. Because some of the numbers
and you didn't see that as ambition too early in the day, because people calling you as of 2020, 2025. And that's why I'm surprised about the dates, the timeline.
No.
You are not surprised that
at all. As a data person, from day one, you need to know where you stand. Day 2, day 3, day 4. Day 5, if you don't make it, quietly leave. You go off. It saves you money. People will come to you that you are strong in the base. They will say something to you. They will say it. The reality is that you are not. But once you are able to compare the data to what they are telling you, you make a very informed decision. a better one, actually. So the list we were polling, people were not doing enough for us to keep them in the race because they were not viable. But in the November-December poll, prior to the poll coming out, we said that we're going to have a cutoff point where we would put your name openly out there, and that if you don't make 10% of the national share of the vote, you will be classified as someone else, so others in that category.
Because you don't meet the
threshold.
Yeah.
And that those who have made a threshold are the ones we're going to use them as head-to-head against the leading MPP, whatever candidates. So if you watch December poll, the head-to-head was between Asedin Ketia, Haruna Idrisu, Atufosin, and Deborah. He was there.
Okay, so the gentleman who was saying you didn't feature...
He was there in December.
So he was there back in
Yes.
December, okay.
But post-December, the December poll, he dropped. Below the threshold. But we used the October poll to do the head-to-head in the questionnaire. But in the questionnaire for the December, he dropped off the cliff. And the rules are that no matter how small or how big you are, we go by the formula. Ablakwa was doing 6%, he was dropped. Deborah was doing, I think, 7%, was dropped. And we said that if in the field, people say someone else and they mention your name, we will tie that number and see what proportion are you doing in relation to the rest of the answers. If you are getting 10%, we'll bring you back.
You come back.
You come back.
Okay, you know what I want to do? Let's get the latest one. The other one we showed you was from the previous months. Let's show you the very latest. This is the latest one, correct? No, is this it? Yes, this is it. This is the latest one Musa Danquah has done. It still has Atufosin in there, but except to say that Atufosin is now leading. And to be clear, he's told you already that these are not individuals who directly have said, okay, we'll be on the ballot for sure. But some have indeed reached out to his outfit. So the finance minister there, as you can see on the screen, 32%. Johnson Asidun Ketia for 25%, 23% for Haruna Idrisu, and the vice president also in the mix there. Haruna, I recall in the previous one that we displayed, he was leading. He was leading.
But he has led throughout until this poll.
Wow.
From April 2025, July, October, and December. This is the first time he's lost the leading position.
And he just went off like that.
No, look at the gap. It's not that much. But I think what is happening is that it is the race beginning to consolidate around certain group of candidates. And that meant that he'll be muscled out.
But looking at the Julius Deborah question, for instance, how did he fall off? Is it just because he made 7%?
Look, I think, let me just go to this data. The last two polls that had him there. In the October poll, Deborah was doing 9%. And then in the December poll, 7%. He was declining. So it's not like suddenly, he was on downward trajectory. And I think, I know why, but I don't want to put that reason here now. But if you do a poll of Ghanaian voters, the moment you leave Greater Accra and Eastern, he's gone.
Because Greater Accra will give you a national picture, is it?
No, Greater Accra is where you are known. Right. But beyond Greater Accra and other places, if you're not very prominent, he's a backbencher in a way. He's not having a portfolio as a minister. So his interaction with the people on a daily basis is limited. So people don't see him. And see, Ghanaian voter has moved digital. People they interact with on social media, and they're the ones that stick in their faces. How do they do so are doing so because over the last 3 or how many years, they've been the face of NDC in parliament. And Asidun Ketia chairman is there. But you see that the prominent roles Asidun Ketia, Haruna Idrisu, and Atufosin have played is the reason why people know them.
Right.
And now, with his portfolio, He's the only minister that people are talking about.
Right. So possibly that may be...
Of course. And I've said that, look, if he doesn't deliver on the economy, you should forget it. As simple as that. And if he does, then you have to beat him.
That's the advantage. Okay, let's clear these two issues, then I bring the others in. First issue about who you contacted while conducting this poll. That will be very important because in the scheme of affairs, you just heard Jata say that look, they are the ones, they are the delegates who would be deciding. It's not about what a certain individual is telling you on the streets of Accra or somewhere else.
Look, Blessed, who is a delegate? A delegate is somebody who has been selected among many to represent the party at a certain level, at the ward level. In the ward comprised of NDC and MPP voters, aren't they?
Yeah.
It is from the same NDC people that they have picked you as a ward executive, right?
Yeah.
So when you are going there, you know the feeling of that ward. Delegates are not angels from heaven. They live among us. They feel what we feel. They hear the conversation. Right?
Yeah.
So when you speak to NDC voters, what they tell you is what the delegates will tell you.
So the probability that you may be wrong is not.
It's very low. You see, there has never been any poll nationally that party will say won this and then somebody else won. No.
It doesn't happen.
If you look at the MPP primaries in 2024, most MPP voters wanted Bawumia. He won. In the last current one, most MPP voters wanted Bawumia and he won. In the NDC primaries in 2022, most NDC people wanted Mahama and he won.
So yeah,
science is a science. The delegates have been picked, and you see, the more likely we will see this is that the NDC base is bigger than the MPP base. So the NDC base will reflect more of their people.
I see. Okay, do this pairing for us because you did that the last time you released this. If Atuforsen comes against, because the NPP has a candidate.
Yes.
If Atuforsen, so I'm just mentioning the 4 names we have on the list. If Atuforsen comes up against Dr. Bawumia, are you sure he'll be able to stand him?
The best performing candidate for NDC against Bawumia is Atuforsen.
Really?
Yes.
You have data on that too?
Yes, it's in the report. Look, let's look at Atuforsen and Dr. Bawumia. Atuforsen Bawumia, Atuforsen is 55%.
You're saying this is also in the document you released?
Yes.
Right. So, and how about, so this is for Atuforsen?
And then Bawumia is 37%. Against Atuforsen.
37%?
Against Atuforsen, yes. Alan Martin, 3%.
This is a first-timer. And you know that no first-timer has...
Look, you see...
Against Dr. Bawumia, really? You see... Solo, no, calm down, Solo.
Blessed. Blessed.
Solo, calm down.
We have held so many theories that have become out of date. We have never had an election where MPP has gotten below a certain number before. There has been a first time. The Gen Z, look, 78% of those who vote today are 44 years and below. Those theories will be thrown into the dogs.
Okay, let's do this. Asidu Nketia, Dr. Bawumia, how is it looking like? So
51%. 51% for Asidu Nketia. 51? Yes. Bawumia 39%. So you could see that even the NDC options, 55, 51.
Wow. Max, let me come to you. There are so many questions for Musa Danquah now. We'll come to that. But of course, if you're a politician, you know that with what he's saying, probably it won't be surprising to you that if you want to be a candidate, you want to test the grounds and see if you indeed have popularity. But don't you feel that it's too early in the day? Some are saying that, well, there could be a surprise candidate, someone who just emerge and come up and change everything. But how does it play out for you as a member of the NDC?
Yeah, let me say good morning to you and our viewers and our colleagues. I must say that I'm a science student, and so I believe in science and data. Right. But and as a politician, you don't just wake up and go into an election. Sometimes it takes 10 years. 12 years of planning before you get to where you have to get to. And it is always said that, like the normal needs theory, that you graduate to get to the apex. And so most, I won't say all, most politicians who are in the race or who are in politics now wish to become president. Most, not all.
Yeah, not every politician.
No, not every politician wants to be a president. And so sometimes let's put that in perspective. And so the interest of the person should come to play. Yes, he said that some few people called. Let me also acknowledge him for the good work he's been doing so far. After some time, I think he's the only name we mention when it comes to pools. When we fell off with Benefin. He's the only one who has come to the fore, and he's done incredibly well. But let me say that it is a pool. It may or may not reflect the final results when these things happen. And so, like I said, some may not have verbally spoken that I want to be president. I am a member of parliament.
Yes.
I have access to most of the names here.
Individuals,
none of them has officially told that he wants to contest as a president. And so whatever Musa Danquah is doing, it's in good faith. But
do you feel it's helping your party, or rather bringing about, uneasiness and people wondering what's going to happen next?
NDC has come so far in politics that some of these things don't bother us. We expect them to happen. And so when they happen, some people take you and some people take caution. Because when you want to contest and this is happening and you realize that you are not making 3%, you may want to think again.
That would be serious.
But it also depends on your touch with the base. Musa Danquah would have been pulling people who are already executives. Very soon we'll go into the pools and elect a new set of executives from the branches to the constituency to national. Granted that not everybody is going to be taken on. A majority of them will be retained, but the dynamics may change. And of course, what we are seeing these days may be primarily because of how well government is doing. Right. And so for me, whoever ascends the throne to become the next president of Ghana on the ticket of the NDC will depend on how well government performs. And so for me, it is early days yet for us to split heads over who should be and who should not be. Whether General Mosquito, whether Haruna Idrisu, whether Tofosin, whether Eric Opoku, whether Julius Debra, Nana, Jane Okuka.
You hear some of the supporters of the Chief of Staff say, well, I mean, when you do that to the Chief of Staff, he's one of the top people in government. You can't take him out of the mix. The whole concern and about
it's not anybody taking out of the contest. It is the people who were pulled that will speak their mind. So for me, Sylvester Mensah, Joshua Labi, Samuel Ablakwa, and all the mix that we hear every day. After a while, I begin that rotation. Of course, from day one, people knew that JDM may or will not contest again. He has said it himself, so let me say will. But originally, most people knew he may not contest again. So even at the stage of pairing him with somebody, that equation played. So who would you pick? Would that person be the heir apparent? Right. If the person doesn't go, who else can be the good book? So when Julius was made the chief of staff, is it that he's endorsing him automatically? Right. Will Jane Nana go when she fell sick? Other things came up, and now the economy is doing well. So Atofos's name is coming up. Haruna Idrisu has been a leader for all this while. He was a leader in parliament. He was toppled over. A lot of theories came, Mosquito. So all those things were there. It was because Mosquito thought he was becoming too powerful. That is why he's been taken off, and all those things. And so these things are already on the table. They are things we have heard of, we have spoken about. So they don't surprise us anyway. But I believe that it's early days yet. Let's all concentrate on what we have to do as a government. When we perform so well, any candidate that we bring at the end of the day.
That's what all of you are saying as members of the NDC. Let's focus on delivering. And
that's the most important thing.
But the more you deliver, the likes of the finance minister are showing a bit more on the list.
So you prefer that we don't deliver so that...
I'm not the one saying...
Is it that you prefer that we don't deliver so that you can come up for something?
I'm not the one saying that. But so if you look at this, the national fairing, for instance, that Musa Danquah is talking about, if you pair any of the top four you have now, Bawumia still keeps doing around 38, 39.
So that is where I come in to say that the better we perform, the more it endures to the party. And for me, NDC has to stay for us to...
Are you not in some bubble thinking that, well, I mean, you're doing well, Baumia, cannot make it, and then by the time you know, and I think Musa watching me closely.
Whoever comes out will be an NDC person, right?
Yeah.
And all we want is that we should have good governance.
Yeah.
Ghanaians want to enjoy the goodness of governance. And so, Atofosi...
But after John Mahama, are you sure that you can get someone that with such a high rating, that high?
High as...
Yeah, as high as he is now. Because the ratings Musa put out, his ratings keep going up.
No, of course. So that is him. And it is because of the strength of the party. I'm not sure John Mahama goes to every ministry to go and decide what must be done in that ministry. It is us who do the things we do in the ministry that makes the image rise. Right. So I still believe that let's concentrate on governance. Let's give good governance to Ghanaians. And let Ghanaians feel that it is NDC that is giving them that good governance. Yeah. And then they will retain NDC. The alternative is so scary because the people who have taken us to the doldrums and we have brought Ghana this far, I'm not sure that they ever want to think about coming back. And Ghanaians will never forgive us if we don't put our foot on the pedal and sustain the system that we have now, so that then people will dream. So usually when they speak, we tell them it's in their dreams because they believe that we should fall so that then they can come out. But we will perform. And like Musa Danquah said, as long as the economy is sustained, it is good for NDC and maybe good for Atofosi as he wants to this guy. But for me, let us have a hold on governance. So see, the pools will inform, but it is the delegates that will vote at the end of the day.
And whether delegates.
Yes. So whether Atofosi will even want to contest is another matter. I don't know whether Atofosi spoke to him, whether he's one of the people.
You don't want to disclose that.
No, what we said was that if your name is there and you're not contesting, let us know. Nobody call us say that.
So that's an indication.
No. But I'm not sure that is all.
As a poll you do speculative analysis. And based on people you think the numbers may, then you put them in. Until the open nomination and people pick forms, then you drop certain names out officially. But in terms of looking ahead, the viable candidates, you keep them in the race. Until
nobody has called you so far to say they are not interested. There's another leg we'll do, and I'll come back to you, Max, for us to look at how the parties are performing in the regions. King Solomon, how about
3%? Solo 3%.
So how about you and Atofosi, or you and Asidru Nketia for 2028? How about that one?
Let me say that I don't have any difficulty or problem with what my brother Musa Danquah keeps doing. Right. He is trying to fill the void what the prophets and the preachers have been doing, because what he has done is not different from what Opambo will stay in the church and predict.
Really?
It's not different from what Ebonowa told us, that there will be flooding in this country. They are all predicting, and that is prophecy. You understand? He is predicting something. There is no automaticity with it that definitely it will happen.
Prophecy is accurate.
Prophecy?
Data is...
How many of it has happened? Oh, these fake ones are... And so anytime I see his posts, I take it as one of those things. A prophecy. You understand? Because underpinning or underlining every post is all things being equal. Has all things ever been equal in your life? You understand? You are predicting into a future. The government is only 13 months. They are yet to cross major hurdles. They are yet to be tested to see their robustness. We know of the MPP. We know what Baumia is made of. Total waste of everybody's time. We are waiting for what the NDC will do. And the Gen Zs, I think it's unfair to the Gen Zs and even the voters in this country that they are on autopilot. The candidates, absolutely, for anybody to think that the Ghanaian is not capable of going outside the MPP and NDC is to tell us that the Ghanaian voter is on autopilot. The candidates that has been presented and percentages given, how many of them has given us any policy direction? Has any of them told us that this is my vision for the country, for anybody to make an informed determination about it? So that's what I'm saying, that you are telling me that we are on autopilot, which is not the case.
What makes you vote for a candidate? Is it just a manifesto?
No.
Yeah.
I analyze you as a person, first of all.
Yes.
Because the message
so is that not what the people are doing?
No, but the people, they have not come out with any of their messages.
But analyze their personality and what they have.
Maxwell, if we are not doing beauty contest, what personality are they analyzing? What I'm saying is that none of them, first of all,
yes,
none of them have told you that they will be contested. None of them have made their programs and policies known to anyone.
Yes.
You understand? In any case, if you were going to take the history of the NDC itself, it does not support what my brother has done.
Oh, really? Because of the vice presidential?
Absolutely. The NDC in 1992 went to Jerry Rawlings. In 96, they went to Rawlings, all unopposed, by popular acclamation. Then in 1998, you all remember the Soweto Declaration, Jerry Rawlings imposed on them John Evans' attorney. So, as a matter of fact, the first time the NDC had a competitive election was in 2002 when Professor Kwesi went face-to-face with Professor Mills. That's still they maintained the vice president.
So they have a trend.
So their trend has been that
would always go
the president leaves and the vice president takes over. So what Musa is doing is to tell us that this time around
it won't be the same.
It won't be the same. That is very fine by us as a united party, because see, already we have a plan, and I can tell you that in election 2028 this country will receive the shock of their lives if they are going to dilly-dally with the Gen Zs of this country. What the Gen Zs are waiting for and looking up to is jobs. After 33 years of the NDC and MPP, we now know them, they are in and out. So it's not as easy as that.
But look at the list. Atoforsen.
I have no difficulty with any of them.
Okay.
But I'm saying that Atoforsen is the Minister of Finance. Whether or not Ghanaians will entrust the destiny of this country depends on the collective performance of the administration. Whether or not it will be Haruna Iddrisu depends on his performance at the end of the day. Whether or not it will be Esiedu Nketia depends on the performance of the government at the end of the day. What this poll is going to do is that now, if I look at it and see that I am third, and I can do something to thwart the effort of the one occupying the first position, I will do it because it's competition.
Really?
And it will affect the governance of this nation.
You feel that would affect governance?
It does, and I can tell you, I'm coming from the MPP stock before we joined the UP. If I'm to tell you what internal elections, the potential, but the NDC itself has suffered a lot of it. You remember after the Soweto Declaration, that was when Guzitando and Co. decided to go away.
They are all back now, isn't it?
No, but it affected the party. Remember the Fonka games, Kunadu versus Professor Mills. Nana Kunadu left the NDC and never returned to the NDC as a pillar of the party.
She returned before dying.
No, she never returned. Kunadu never returned. At least what I know, she formed an NDP.
So this is science speaking. Science.
Which one is the science?
Let
me tell you.
Because
you see, the quality of data underpins everything.
Yeah.
He conducted his interviews.
Yeah.
I was not there. I don't even know the sort of question that he posed. It may be if he's going to give me the same list, and I'm going to throw this challenge to Musa Danquah here.
You should ask you.
He should give me the same list, the same list with the same contact. Let me also call them and see whether I'll get the same response.
No, but this is
which one is the fairness here?
Because he's been consistent.
What is consistency? The last time was the Baba Jama.
Ayawaso
East. In the middle of the list, he was crying that someone is trying to use NASCO buying votes to disprove data. Have you considered whether or not someone would ask NASCO in this analysis?
Yeah, but you can't factor in.
In the middle of the voting, you were crying that Baba Jama is trying to use money to disprove data. But you did not consider using money or so in disproving your data in this analysis. And that's why I'm saying that I don't have a problem with what he has done. But to be on the same level, on the same page, under the same condition of temperature and pressure, I want to get his data
So are you not being,
and call the very people that he called.
Are you not doing this because he predicted the fortune of your party?
He has been doing that. I have no difficulty. If somebody will vote for my candidate, it does not depend on this.
It doesn't?
Everybody and his personal circumstance.
So look at the national picture.
Which one is
all
the
the
national
individuals from the NDC, they are pairing with Dr. Bawumia. You see,
I have said that Dr. Bawumia, if I contest, I'll win a question.
As the president.
But what is there for you to? It will be very, very mind-boggling and mind-breaking for anybody to think that he is coming to do anything else. We have seen him.
that one you believe, but this you...
It is not you believe. You are going to vote. The people rejected him emphatically.
But you believe that one. Are you not picking and choosing?
But that one, which one? I am not basing. I am not basing my decision of rejecting Dr. Bawumia on his research. I had predicted long ago.
Wow.
Why somewhere 2023 that the greatest mistake the MPP would do is to present MPP would be to present Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That was in the MPP, because the various reasons they were ascribing did not fall in line with the thinking of the Ghanaian voter. And I'm saying that the Ghanaian voter is gradually shifting. Unemployment is a key issue among the youth.
So because of that, we may.
Because of that. And that is why I'm saying that, yes, I don't have any problem. He's trying to fill the void with these prophecies here and there.
But how is that a prophecy?
No, but these are all prediction. Is it not prediction?
No.
So should I send this last caveat? Should this not come true? Are we to treat Musa Danquah the same as Noah? Because all of them predicted.
Musa, just address this issue.
No, I want an answer for that.
Yeah, but he's here.
You see, I think people should come to terms to understand what opinion polls are.
That's the point.
Yeah.
It is people's views at a point in time.
So,
if the votes were held today, who would you vote for?
Yeah.
The elections are not today. It is 2028.
Right.
But what they are telling us that if it is today, this is how they will vote.
And these are the people there.
And over time, this survey will be repeated. And the trends will be clear.
What do you say to what he tells you, that you haven't factored into the mix? Look, people are being...
I'll come to that.
Yeah, right.
He also mentioned that the tradition for NDC has been to pick vice president. Muhammad was 49 years when he was vice president.
But that is a fact.
No, I'm coming.
But let's take
I'll keep quiet. Let me deal with this question.
Okay.
is it a 3% or
Atta Mills was 56 years when he was chosen. Jenana will be 75 years if she's chosen.
What's the relevance of that?
You see, he doesn't get it. 78% of Ghanaian voters today are 44 years and below.
And so?
And the polls in October said, so let me talk.
Allow him.
So can't we do discussions?
Calm down.
Don't let the program be boring.
You see, I know, calm down. We'll get to you, yeah.
The same voters have told us by 65% in October that for them, if you are 62 and above, you are too old.
They said what? No, I want to be sure.
So get our data. The reports are there.
Okay.
Full report.
Okay.
How old do you think a person should be to become a president?
Yeah.
And they said that if you are 65 and above, don't come near it. So before the storm,
no matter who you are,
they don't
no matter the party, even if it's UP, because UP has a candidate that is.
How old is your candidate?
Your candidate is about.
We are yet to choose.
Okay, I get that.
Only 20% of voters are above 45 years of age.
Wow.
They are minority. They have no voice. They will be silenced by the 70-80% of the young people. Let that sink in. So if you take that out of the context and to see how these guys are behaving, then you would lose the whole idea of data. Look, what we are doing is to give you people's view as of today. This is not a prediction at all. It's opinion poll as of today. Tomorrow it could change.
Do you sometimes fear that you may get it wrong?
No. Let me
address that. Yeah.
Then he mentions about getting things wrong.
Yes.
Look, Gallup polls in the US have done certain things and they got it wrong.
Yeah.
Fox polls got it wrong. Look, I will not be the first. I will not be the last.
Exactly.
It is the margin of error that matters. How far was your numbers from the actual reality? And then also, when you are polling a small people, a small sample, the tendency of getting the poll wrong is much higher than when the pool is national. Because you see, national is a huge, and the samples are picked randomly, and we have picked randomly across almost 80%.
So you acknowledge that you may get.
Of course.
Solo is saying that you are just.
I am not God.
Okay.
No, but
I am not God. But within the margin of error, you would see that we are there. Because we employ scientific means, non-biased probability sampling, and with the exception of what he mentioned,
the Ayawaso
of delegates. Delegates are the most corrupt in terms of influencing. I want to say that.
Is this same set of delegates who are going to decide who becomes the president?
We are looking at polling 200 to 300,000 NDC delegates.
Okay.
Nima is 1,300.
So it's
the probability of getting it wrong in Nima is much higher than when you are polling 300,000 or 3,000 people. When we were polling MPP delegates, what were you told? We focus on sampling the 90% of the delegate, the base. What do we get? The base is big enough that you cannot influence the base in a way that will throw out the poll.
So you got Ayawaso wrong because the numbers were
yes.
Because these are delegates.
Absolutely,
they could be
absolutely. But the bigger the sample, the less likely.
But are you saying that no candidate will have the economic might to influence the delegates of of a bigger margin if it's the case for the NDC?
Let's assume that you're going to give everybody 500 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
They can do that.
Right.
But everybody will give 500 cedis. Some may not even get it.
Right.
If you extrapolate that across 317,000 NDC base, that is a humongous amount of money. But if you are doing this in a smaller area, that's peanut.
Right.
No, but bless it.
No, let me. Okay.
It's important that we put certain things in perspective. You see, the age factor, I really wanted to be educated on it by Musa Danquah.
He says anyone above 62, I think you've noted
that the Ghanaian is not ready to vote for anyone above 62.
Yes.
Based on what? Look, the very young ones, I'm coming, you can interject so that we do the discussion.
So 62 based on what?
Based on what?
That's their choice.
I referenced to you a polling that way.
That's what we have, right?
Yes. Yes.
See, this is the age profile of voters.
Yes.
But this is not what you're saying. No. What we are saying is that in October, we asked them directly.
Yes.
What age do you think someone is too old to become president?
Okay, right.
It was a polling data. It was not my
fantastic. Look, and I'm saying that what was your sample size? I want to even know what the sample size that you took.
It has always been above 8,000.
8,000. Granted. Every Gen Z that is saying that he's not going to vote for a 62 plus person is coming from the womb of that 62. As I'm sitting here, I'm coming. As I'm sitting here, the implication of what he's saying is that when I am contesting an election and my son is there to vote, by virtue of the fact that I am 62 plus years and there is a 45-year-old person, my son, because he's a Gen Z, will be inclined to vote for that young man. Is that the assumption?
That's your son.
I'm coming. I am using it. I am only telling you that every adult, a responsible adult, has an influence on that Gen Z.
Will have their parents on the ballot.
Yeah, and I'm saying that every responsible, the way we vote in this country, it's not your campaign message on the platform.
Have you forgotten?
I am coming. Maxwell, I'm coming.
Who voted at the station?
Maxwell, when it gets to your time, look.
But it's my time actually. It's actually my time.
A lot of people
so it's actually
vote. From at least my family, the first point of point is that they call me.
Yes, so I'm saying. So everybody will have their parents.
So what is so special about the person that's 44 years against the 62 years? That the mere fact that the person is 44 years will perform or outperform the young ones in this country in our administration are stealing.
Oh, Solo.
So are you not?
The adults are stealing.
I mean,
it's about the competence.
Do you have some peculiar problems with Global Info?
Again.
Because all the points you're raising now, are you basing it on science?
Science. Everything I'm saying. Let me say what is science. Don't let anybody deceive you. Science.
Political science or general science.
And listen to my last point.
Data. Yeah.
I keep hearing my brother Musa make the point about the NPP's internal primaries with Bawumia.
Yes.
Look, he did not need to do any polling to know that Bawumia was going to win. Why? The National Council went for a meeting and decided a top-down approach. The very day they adopted that was the end of the elections. Me that is not coming from a polling stock, said it consistently that it will be a landslide for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. In fact, your show here, there was a day I came here with Stika. Yeah. And I told Stika, I don't know whether that day you hosted it.
Yeah, I did.
You did. And I told him that, look, it's gone, it's long gone. He was arguing, but you don't need any. This is street sense. So I am saying that this what he has done is only a prediction that falls in prophecy, like what the prophets have been doing, and he himself has admitted that he is not God to know what is going to happen. So what are we doing now?
So look at the population of the country,
yes,
and the fact that you have a more youthful population. Are you saying they will not be identical much more towards a youthful person?
If you have not shown or proven yourself that you can deal with their problems, why do you think they will vote for you?
So if he has shown and proven.
Wait, what about if the other two are shown and proven? The elderly person that you want to discount.
It is based on the experience we have.
I am not. Look, in Malaysia, their former president who was that old, they discarded him and brought in a relatively younger person. Now, when the younger person came, he was messing up. They went back and begged the elderly person. What I'm saying is that we must not be focusing too much on this one is too old. When the person is old and he can deliver. When the person is young and he can deliver.
Are you insecure because your presidential candidate, your last presidential candidate, is above that cut-off point?
Alan Chamantin at any given day, any time, will present a superior policy. It is for the.
No, I'm talking about likability.
No, I will not sit down for anybody to set an agenda, which agenda will not inure to the benefit of the country called Ghana.
Okay,
I will not do that.
Okay.
That you want to use age. No, it's not going to happen. Because I asked him right now, he could not give me cogent reason why anybody above 62 must not be on the ballot.
I'm surprised that Solo.
Everything you are surprised about it. Today you'll be surprised about the law.
I hardly speak my view on data.
Okay.
I always present what people have told me. Ask the reason why they don't want old men.
I want to know the people who told you. I want the list. I want the list. I want to know the contact. I will call them myself.
Do the pulling here. Do the pulling.
But is it not going to give me the list?
So do the pulling.
Everything is serious about this.
Let's get serious.
Yes.
You know, in this discussion we're having, and people who are listening are
I know, but you see the kind of question.
I mean, it tells you that Solo has problem with data.
What is data? I'm asking simple questions. You yourself admitted a while ago that you are not God. You're only basing on what people have said. I said, give me those that call, and let me also call them. Is it too much to ask? You called people. You solicited information. I am also saying, please give me the same and the list. So I call. Why do you want to?
Solo, I can do you a favor.
Okay.
I can give you the constituencies we visited face to face,
so that he goes there.
I'll give you the sample.
Give me the contacts.
No, face to face. How do you go to contact?
So tell me those that you did the face to face. Then I'll ask them. I want to arrive at the same conclusion.
Solo, come.
Is it too much to ask?
Solo, let him.
You see, fundamentally, Solo doesn't understand polling. From what you are saying, if you go to the,
he's only pretending. He's only pretending because of the 3% he did.
If you are doing a poll, you come to Owusu Central.
Yes.
Here. And you interview people in the electoral area, and you go, and you come back. Are you going to meet the same people in the same place?
And maybe what they were thinking will not even be the same if you come back.
No, that's fine. But over time,
it will change. Right?
Look, that is exactly the same argument they were making when we were doing the last election poll. All kind of flimsy excuses. In the end, look, what we do is called cross-sectional poll. Go and read about that. Cross-sectional poll. What he wants to do is a longitudinal. Have the same contact. Call them every time. Do that on telephone. That is
over a period.
But if you do that kind of survey face to face, people don't want their house to be tagged as house voting for NDC, voting MPP. When you do that, you are doomed.
So this one was face to face.
Yes.
Which constituencies?
I'll give you the data.
I'll give you the time.
I have said
I'll give you the time.
Solo, you don't
want to. Carry on.
I'll give you the time.
Why are you so agitated about this?
Don't try this. One day you will come and then atone for yourself.
I was surprised that Solo, who is less than 62, is not happy that the Gen Zs are looking for some of
a younger person.
And he's rather crying for
looking for you.
I'm surprised Olo is agitated. It is based on the experience we had in the immediate past when we had our president who sleeps on the job. And same thing is happening in Nigeria.
Wow.
Same thing is happening in Nigeria. You realize that there's some TikTok guy who always poke fun at what's happening in Ghana versus what's happening in Nigeria. You see, as for age is age. When it catches up with you, so many things go off. And so you can't debate that one. The things you do now, after 10 years, can you do the same thing? The way you are fighting Musa Danquah, after 10, can you fight him now?
So you mean you also agree that beyond 62 years, nobody must contest?
I am not saying so. I am not saying
but that's
so.
what you are saying.
But that is what the situation is on the ground, according to him.
And I'm saying that according to me, that's what the situation
62. We voted for candidates above 62. And I'll come to Musa again on that. We voted for people above that age grade before.
Yeah, sure. I agree. But that is their preference. The Gen Zs now are complex people. They act like people of old who feel that the older you get, the better you become in terms of experience. Right. They feel that they are wasting our time. And they feel that they don't relate with their needs. They feel that when they are talking, they are in a different world. The things are happening in the universities 50 years ago. Is it the same thing happening in our universities now? When they were striking because they were giving too much meat, now you don't have a place to step your foot or even sleep. So the situations they feel are too different, and the wider the gap between the age of the presidential candidate and the people who are voting, they also begin to feel that they don't relate with that. So yes, it could be true. I won't say it is true or not true, but if that is what he's picked on the ground and that is the situation, so be it. But I am a different person. I will feel that the older the person comes, he comes with age. For instance, Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman, I am not advocating for her, but she's gone through all the mill. She's now the vice president. So are you saying that based on age, when she gets the nod to become the next president, she would not perform to the admiration of Ghanaians? If all things are put in place well, Ato Forson is a young man, he's the minister of finance. Haruna Iddrisu is a younger person, he's the minister for education. Ablakwa is the minister of foreign affairs. All those guys are new guys. They are the ones who do the legwork. Even policies are drafted by them and shown to the presidency for them to look at. And the president himself is not even the single person who takes final decision. He has cabinet around him. He has people, technocrats around him who look at the situation. Even me as an MP, there are people around me who say, do this, don't do this. This one is better. So I analyze it with them. So the age thing may not necessarily be a good thing like Solo is fighting though. But that is the situation on the ground if whatever Musa Danquah is saying is true. Because like he said, he's not God. He's an individual. He claims he's gone to the ground to do research.
But as a politician, in this day and age, you are saying age will not matter? Is that what?
No, I say age will matter to the Gen Zs. Some of them who feel that the wider the age difference, the more detached the people are from them, may think like that.
Yeah, but in the NDC now, I'm not sure if you have too many Gen Z delegates. Is that the case? Because
we do.
We do. What's the percentage of the Gen Z in your...
No, I'm sorry. I can't tell you exactly, but it will be more than 50%.
Another time you get, but you don't know. So you can't give.
No. I am not giving you the percentage.
Don't give percentage.
So
we can assume that almost all NDC delegates, I mean the category we're looking at, who matter most for the first level, are Gen Zs or above. So because we can't tell.
Yeah, no, we cannot tell.
There may be way older people who are your delegates.
No, yeah, there are. Okay. There are. But according to Musa Danquah's poll, most the voters now are more, the Gen Zs are more NDC than MPP. So,
okay, I'll ask
yes,
about that.
No, according to that.
Yeah, I saw something.
Yes.
About
so my point is that, you see, a lot of things influence delegates. I have been a politician. I contested on 4 different occasions to become a parliamentary candidate and now an MP. So many things influence people. Money could be one. Relation, like Solo is saying, could be one. And then the how relatable they are to the person may be another thing. Sometimes if you not picking calls, right, it's annoying to some other people and they may not. So many things come into the equation. That Musa Danquah I spoke about is just one of the several factors that would affect the situation. So for me, let's not shift focus from national thing. Let's shift focus from personalities and go to what we'll do as a nation.
But he says that when you're dealing with a smaller constituency, and of course because you're an MP, you have a better understanding. He got it wrong because the number was smaller. Is it that you are able?
No, but he's had some correct.
No, I get that.
He's pulled constituencies and he's got it right.
Right. Is it that it's easier for you as MPs to work with a smaller
it is. So there is this new thinking on the block that we should go to the universal adult suffrage, where all registered NDC members should vote in the primaries for the candidate and also for the presidential candidate. But it makes it more expensive, it makes it more tricky, and it's less predictable. For instance, if you have some number of delegates, you could sit in your office like Musa Danquah did and call. and speak to them and do things with them. Even if you are not able to touch base with them, you check on them, you do some of those things. But if you widen the gap, then it becomes bigger, it becomes more expensive, becomes more tedious. So my point is that whatever it is, like you said, delegates are taken out of the microcosm of people who live in a particular area. And so all of us here decided that you should be our delegate. Maybe we know how you think. We know how you feel, you know how you do things. That is why we'll select you to go and lead us. And so for me, I won't discount whatever Musa Danquah has said, but he's gotten it wrong on few occasions. So anything is possible. It's early days years for us to be splitting heads over who becomes the next president, especially presidential candidate for NDC. When time comes along and situations change, we'll decide whoever comes. If it is Jenana, if it is Haruna, if it is Ato Forcing, if it is Mosquito, whoever. Mosquito is doing his work as the national chairman. He's going around to do the thank you talk. And I heard somebody say he was doing his thank you talk. It wasn't his, it isn't his thank you talk he's doing. It is the national thank you talk on behalf of the NDC. People may look at it from different dimensions. I cannot speak for him completely, but of course he will take some advantage going around to do these things. But at the end of the day, he's playing his role. The president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is also playing his role. The vice, the ministers, the MPs, we are all playing our role to inure to the benefit of NDC as a whole. So when we get to that stage where we have to elect one of us to take the baton from John Dramani Mahama again, we'll do it.
What would you prefer, universal suffrage for everyone? Because there are some people already in court seeking to force you, the political parties, to open up. So that
as for that one, I'm not sure that will happen. We have our own constitution and then rules that govern every election. In every election we go, there are guidelines that come along with it. This can be done, this cannot be done. We have the general constitution though. So I'm not sure they can force political parties to do what we ourselves sitting around table decide we want to do. They can't force us to do otherwise. That one, I see it.
So you prefer the delegate system? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I may prefer the delegate system as it is now. Because we tried this one.
Because Musa just told us that delegates are very corrupt.
Ghanaians are corrupt.
Oh, now it's about Ghanaians, not
but are the delegates not Ghanaians? Oh, me, I always say that you don't blame the people at the top, blame the people at the down. Because they decide what you should do.
Right.
And when they call you every weekend and says that send me some money to do this and that, if you don't send because of that the next time, this and that, are they not the ones who are forcing you to go and look for money to go and give them? So Ghanaians are corrupt. It's not the delegate. Delegates are Ghanaians. And some of them get there because they feel that is a cash cow system for them to also get money. So it is Ghanaians. Suga.
Wow. Okay.
All of us.
My last point.
I just want to take some messages. Okay.
You are not
my last point on this matter, on the age matter.
Yes.
Oh, you want to go on age again?
First of all, election 2024.
Yes.
You know the vice president, the flag bearer and the running mate are one ticket. So if you combine the ages of John Mahama and Professor Jenana, averagely 69 years, the two of them. Because Jane was 73 and John 65. So the average age between the two was 69 years. Yet the Ghanaian voted for them. Guess what? Cheddar was 44 years.
Yes, that's true.
Recently, not before the election.
It has been the position.
Oh, since
and the past helps us to predict the future. In the just ended election, 2024, the Gen Zs were in their numbers. Ghana has always had a youthful population. They disregarded the 44-year-old Nana Kwame Diaku and went for a ticket that average 69 years. Alan partnered with Kwame Owusu Danquah. In fact, his running mate was a younger person, 40 years. The Gen Z did not look at the fact that the running mate to Alan was that young and that they will have a voice to be representing them. They ignored and went for an elderly population. So what I'm saying is that it is not too much about your age. It's about what the people feel you can bring on the board. If a young person has that credibility, has that technical know-how, is that honest.
Cholo, don't you think we should just give chance to young people?
I have no problem. Remember, Ghana gave opportunity to Jerry Rawlings at what age?
It was below 30, right?
Absolutely. So it's not something that, what I'm saying is that we must not make it blanket that because the person is young, we must disregard that as though they don't matter in our body politics. I would disagree because there are a lot of lazy young ones I'm into business. I can tell you these Gen Zs that you are praising. They come to your business and come and steal from you.
Let's not go there.
So
remember
if you say that
I don't have any issue. You want to say this, I say like that.
Gen Zs will come for you if you say.
Yeah, Gen Zs.
Don't go there.
But me, I have a lot of Gen Zs in my house.
Okay, all right.
How many?
All right. Let me take some of the messages and then I come to you. Silas in Sogakope says that the deal for NDC is to deliver, and whoever comes to lead the party won't be a problem. Ghanaians want results. Okay, so that's one coming through from Silas. Silas says, he's saying good morning to Honorable Maxwell Lukuto. You have to prepare and go and say hello to him in your constituency. Ebenezer Annan is also here. He says that the NDC is coming back to do what exactly? What alternatives are you delivering to the socio-economic development of the country? We have designed politics to be so. Exit and return. Daniel Owusu says, how on earth could you compare Atoforson to the man of gold, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia? I think that question is that's from Daniel Owusu. He has your name too.
Oh, Owusu.
Yeah.
That is a fake Owusu.
Okay. Chairman Williams says, what Musa Danquah is putting up is true. Today, I can tell you without any fear that the NDC government under President John Dramani Mahama is doing well and doing better, and can also tell you that whoever the NDC is presenting in 2028 would definitely beat Dr. Mahmoud.
2028 yet. How can you predict?
Yeah. Well, we never know the future, but yeah, let me put that to you, Musa, so that let's wrap up this chapter on the polling, because you have quite a number of things to do today. But let me ask you on the age briefly before we do that. The 62, you see the president, he's above the 60 mark. Yet when you did your polling in terms of the ratings, approval ratings for the president, it seems to be going up. This is a man who is above the threshold that you're mentioning. How do we explain that?
You see, it is very important to understand the question. Your preference.
Yeah.
You're not asking him to say, definitely, I will not vote. They will prefer somebody who is younger. But if the choices available to them are not younger, what would they do?
They will choose among the people who are present.
So you see, we shouldn't stretch meaning of this kind of data.
So they will choose a relatively younger person.
Yes.
Relative.
So let's be. I don't want to speak my mind.
Yes, I get you. You want to speak to what the data says.
If you look at the delegates, the MPP delegates are much older.
It's a polynomial.
Only 55% of MPP delegates are below 44 years of age. For NDC, that number is about 60%.
Yes.
And remember, among the voters, it is 78%. Yes. So the difference between 77 or 78% and 60 is much smaller than between 55 and 70. So MPP or NDC is much more younger delegates.
Oh, they have young.
Yes, younger delegates.
Oh, okay.
And secondly, they will get younger because they are doing bottom-down approach. When they do this election coming, trust me, a lot of the old guys will fade out, and the younger ones will go in. So they will get much younger, and that dynamics will favor younger contestants in the next election.
Because the younger ones are more energized now to take over.
So what's the percentage of
they are more energized, and we give them the playing field to operate. So you go to an election, it's not like times before that you sit at home and then write names of people you want to executive. You have the father being the chairman, the wife being the women organizer, the son being the youth organizer, and all those other things. Now you go to the field, you open up to them, you give them the book. All of them should come and register. Today is the we are ending the registration on 30th.
On 30th, so you
and
have
everybody,
2 days.
yes, who is an NDC person who wants to be associated with the NDC, you are encouraged to come and register. And once you register, we go to the pools, you contest, you have people around you, they vote for you, then you become. Okay. So we have more younger people taking
explain the Gen Z report you put out. Because you're saying, Solo says, well, look, don't just leave it at Gen Zs, because they won't be able to do everything on their own.
That's the point.
Of course they won't. It's a blend of experience and youthful exuberance. Look at the Mahama's cabinet. How old is the oldest cabinet member? That's the cabinet. That's the people they see. And I said, look, it's difficult to see somebody emerging outside the cabinet. And the poll numbers are showing that. If you add the vote of Haruna Idrisu and Atiforsin, who are below 55 years
Yes.
is always above 60%.
Yes.
These two people, it's telling, unless you don't understand data.
Okay.
But the opposed put Eshedin Ketia second. Is that what the case?
Yes.
By the same Gen Zs.
What we are saying is that when you
But the person who is...
No, I'm coming. Oh, what,
It's not,
what is...
was it only Gen Z who were
What's
pulled?
your question?
So the question is that I was thinking,
Yes.
because the Gen Z don't want to see anybody
Why
above
is Asiedun
60,
Ketia on?
he must be down there
Oh, so...
playing relegation matches with.
it doesn't work like
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work
Like I've always said, the thing is a polynomial equation.
What you see
Age
is
is
that
just one of the variables. That's,
We are not discussing. It doesn't come in. Don't bring anything to come and confuse.
What you see-
We are dealing specifically with age. You say variables. Don't come and confuse people.
Let me just go.
What are you talking about?
And so
That's
let me
last
ask
point-
you a
last
few
point before I
questions,
go.
yes. We'll give priority to those who haven't asked their question. Yeah, but just land. So
What I was saying is that if you look at the profile of voters, the younger they are, the more they gravitate towards Haruna Iddrisu and Atuforsen. Right. And the older they get, they move towards Asiedun Ketia and Nana Opoku. That is a fact.
Okay, be brief with your questions, and so that we can move on. So many of you have.
All right,
questions.
Blessed.
Sure, yeah.
The conversation around age. I think it's a wrong impression that we are putting out there about Gen Zs, because for we Gen Zs, we are more focused on somebody who can deliver. So anybody that puts himself up as that he can deliver, Gen Zs will rally behind that person strongly. And there is no data to prove that young people are corrupt, old people are corrupt, or old people are non-performing. If that is what the impression we are giving, then it means that old people, they should retire. We shouldn't even put old people in parliament any longer. So it is not about young people or old people. Jane Bokassa became president of Central African Republic at age 41, but he was one of the worst presidents in the history of Central African Republic. So we should not reduce the conversation to that.
Okay, let's go back, because some of you behind haven't had the opportunity. But yeah, you can just do that briefly for me. Yeah, you have a question for Musa Danquah?
No, I just want to
Oh,
make
okay,
a contribution. First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity. And then I want to dispel the notion that Jata, you said that you said that Asiedun Ketia is the only candidate among all those whose name has popped up to contest. To contest that he has been on a national election. You don't know that Haruna Iddrisu has been a national youth organizer for 8 years. But when it comes to who succeeds President Mahama, I think that Asiedun Ketia should understand that there is a difference between leading a political party and ruling a nation.
Okay.
So
the name, yeah, right. Okay.
So Asiedun Ketia will not look attractive in the eyes of the electorates as compared to Atuforsen, Haruna Iddrisu, and if possible, Senator Rollins. So me, I'm opting for Atuforsen and Haruna Iddrisu, or Haruna Iddrisu and Senator Rollins going into 2028 election.
Right. The name is, I understand, I understand, that's the name, Asiedun Ketia. So let me.
Thank you for
Mr. Bless, I think some interesting facts have been put up. I think one bit of the fact that hasn't been looked at is that in the 2023 Afro Barometer report, it said that the youth are amongst the largest share of the voting population in Africa who are mostly dissatisfied with democracy and the way in which it is going. So I believe that equally important to the point that many of our voting population are young is the fact that we have to also look at they being the largest share of the voting population who are not so much interested. Because if you were to take the barometer report, it said that 64% of the voters who voted in their previous election, that's prior to 2026, were young people, and 84% of them were old people. That is beyond.
So more older people are voting.
So the point I seek to make is that going forward, if we don't see the youth being more interested in terms of going to the polls and actually voting, we are going to continue to have the older folks selecting leaders for us, which is going to be a problem. But you see, aside that point is the point that there is wisdom in old age. I would say that we shouldn't completely say that we want young people and the old people have not proven. No, I believe that we need a combination of the two in order that the older ones can inform and use their experience towards guide the younger people to be able to take over. And I believe that should be
I think let's go to the back. I see that there's interest at the back. Let's go to the back and then we'll come back to you. Those who've not let's go. We can also bring in the ladies as well. They can share their views with us. But Musa, just take this for me before I bring in the lady. The point about more elderly people voting,
it is global. Every country, there's higher turnout among the older age than the younger voters.
So when younger people are not willing to,
no, so they would engage, but getting them from their house to go and vote is a problem. So you must have a strategy. It's only Obama that really reversed that, and because of what they could relate to him, he could drive them out. Being Obama, Biden couldn't do that. So you see, when you are that young, you can come and speak to the young people, and they'll come out. Otherwise, traditionally, older people are the ones who vote.
That means you have to vote for an elderly person because they will vote.
Okay, let's give the priority to the lady, and
thank
I'll
you,
come back to you. So let's give a priority to the lady because she was okay. When you're done, yes, then we'll hear from.
All right. So one thing I want us to notice that in as much as the youth want, younger people to be in leadership. One thing we should also look at, which is the opposite, is that most of the times the youth are not very active when it comes to politics, and they like to follow the trend. That's one thing too. So it might be that maybe Asedun Ketia is leading in somehow, but then maybe there's a shift somewhere, then maybe
it's a new trend.
A trend. Then all of them rally to follow. That's one thing that we should also
with Solo that Gen Z is about trends and what.
Oh yes, yes. Even though the youth sometimes they are not they are unpredictable. That's one thing we should note. So right now we cannot conclude that maybe this person is leading unless we are getting closer to the flag bearership election. Then we will know who is
Gen Z cannot be trusted. Is that what you're saying?
Me, that's one thing I've noticed about the youth.
Gen Z's are like, let's go to the lady back there. Gen Z's cannot be trusted. Okay. Let's hear from the lady.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm supporting what they are saying. The Gen Zs cannot be trusted because I think we are not crediting the Gen Zs enough that they are looking for competence and who can do the job. And parents, I think, are influencing them at the latter stage more than they can even influence themselves. So basing the argument on Gen Zs only, I think we are not putting us.
We're not being okay. So maybe Musa will deal with that while we go to this side. Let's go to the right side behind. Yes, after you then. Yeah. Okay. You can go ahead. Yes.
So I think we are trying to reduce the data being collected by Mr. Danquah.
Yeah.
To the sense that when you talk about opinion pool, these are the views of the people in the constituency within a time period. So we shouldn't just be disputing the fact that the data he has collected is wrong. These are the views of the people as at the time he has gone there to collect this data. So as time goes on, he will go further to collect this data to give us a clear view as to what the citizens or the delegates of these various constituents actually want from the NDC.
Yeah.
So let's not just talk as if the data he has presented is wrong.
And so if you want your own facts, you can also go to.
Let me tell you something. I can understand you. It's okay.
Research.
He will grow to understand.
But Solo, I mean, if you want to do your research, you can also tell.
I have told
even the people who are
after this show.
Yes,
they are here.
If you just give me the constituencies,
the data is here.
I am going back. I am also going to do it and come back. Oh yes, next week.
Yeah, next
with my figures. It's very simple as that.
Wow.
Within 1 week. How many days? 1 week. You understand the word proper.
Good morning. So what I would like to add to this whole conversation is, first of all, we have to know that it's an opinion poll. It's from the what the people want. That's what they've given out, right? But then again, opinions change over time. We are not yet close to the elections. We don't know what is going to happen yet. If they are saying that they want younger people, it could be for a specific or a particular reason. If the adults in the political sphere can do better, then maybe they are lacking something which is making the youth think that no, they are not the best, so they want different people. So I think that they should check what they are doing. You understand? Because even in our sayings, they say you understand? So maybe you are doing something wrong that you have not taken notice of. They have seen it. So if you think that you are the best man for the job, then it is time to up your game.
You are a young man. What do you think the elderly generation in politics are not doing right?
Well, to me, I'm not being, let's say, I'm not biased to say that, oh no, I want to discourage the old people that they should step
Also,
down.
you don't hold the view that people above 62...
No. It's about competence. If the person is good, the person is good. It's not about the age. It's not about the age to me.
Yeah, so Danquah, what do you say?
The advantage is that if you have proven to be competent and young, you will be miles away.
Okay.
If you can combine the competence, the experience, you see, sometimes we think experience, you have to be 80 years before you get experience.
Right.
Look, when you attend job interview, sometimes they ask you, what roles have you held in the past? I have gotten the job in the past because you said that you were a class prefect. What role do you play as a class prefect? It's those qualities that will tell you what you will do in your new job. So those are relevant experiences. So the experience people are talking about is about what role you were given, how you played that role, how you delivered it, did you achieve? If we can prove that and you are young, you stand a better advantage among the younger voters or among a country with a younger population than an older with the same experience.
Okay. To close this chapter, let's do the regional thing you did. You're saying that there's some shifts in the base also of the political parties. Is it just favoring the NDC, or it's the case that the NDC also has some challenges to deal with?
Broadly, NDC is okay. Their challenge is in the voter region.
Really?
Yes.
Voter region? Okay.
What we've seen is that the people who openly say they are NDC has declined below 50%.
In the voter region?
In the voter region, yes. And the increase has not gone to MPP, but they've gone to floating voters.
Yes.
That's what you agree?
No, I have my data. No, you see, let me tell you. Who is a floating voter? I have a political party. That's
so you have a data on that too?
We have a data. That's what I'm saying, that we will allow him.
So this one aligns with your data?
The majority of the people are with the UP, not floating. No, not that.
All right.
No, I'm not agreeing. He says floating.
Okay.
They are not floating.
Okay. Musa?
Floating between. So you can see the flashing point.
So it's dropping. People who openly associate with the NDC in the voter region,
it's dropping. It's dropping. Yes.
Have they told you why?
We as POSA, we don't ask them reasons why.
Right. Okay.
And then when you come to Ashanti region,
this is the voter region.
This is the voter region we're talking about.
It's the base of the
NDC. When you come to Ashanti region, MPP used to be over 55%. Openly say we are MPP. Today, that number is 34%. MDC used to be 22% on the average. Now it is 30% in Ashanti region. And the floating in Ashanti region has moved from around 10% to 23%.
Okay.
If you take every floating voter in Ghana today, in the past, most of them are in Central and Western. Today, most of them from Ashanti region.
Yeah, in the UP. They are not floating.
So is it that they are moving away? Is it that they are moving away?
It's a first step. You see, when someone leaves your party, sometimes it's difficult to just jump to another political party.
Yes.
So they will go into a holding pot, floating voter.
They are in UP.
And then when you don't attract him enough to come back, then he will make the quantum leap to another party.
So let me, and I'm just making an inference. In the case of the Ashanti region, we can say that there was a split in the NPP. So it was the case that UP, of course, Alan and his people left. Is that the category of individuals you spoke to in the Ashanti region for which you'd say, well, they just left the party and they are with the UP or the other political parties?
They are hungry.
Look, let me look at the UP.
Yeah.
in Ashanti region.
Oh, you've done something on you?
No, this time, you see, I think they've been calling me to make sure that their names are out there.
Yes.
So I intentionally
calling you.
Yes.
No. This is scandalous. No.
You are not the one who made the call. You didn't make the call.
No.
They wanted me not to put them among the others.
Yes.
Because they're a political party.
So we did that this time around. Right. So in the Ashanti region, MPP 34%.
Yes.
NDC 30%. Floating voters 23%. UP 1%. Other parties 3%. And not disclosed 10%. Now they don't not disclose. They have a party, but they won't tell you. We can't tell whether it's UP or it's MPP or it's NDC.
So would you give it to you?
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. That you see, it's good. That is his work. But I can tell you without any shred of doubt that the UP is in the Ashanti region. From our survey, are you not basing on survey?
Where is the survey report?
Has he shown any survey?
So this is the case. He's done something on UP.
No,
in the Ashanti region.
Yes.
This is supposed to be your base.
No, we have the base there. Let me tell you. That's what I'm saying. That like he said, opinion of people that he interviewed.
Yes.
We have also done our own interviews in the Ashanti region.
And he says what?
We are leading by 42%. You see, it is not good for me to be putting out a lot of data.
You mean you have more following in the Ashanti region
but
than
you see,
the MPP?
That is what you have not been told.
Than the MPP?
But MPP, if
you have more follow. But how?
If you are launching solo, who is going to follow you?
How come that didn't affect your performance in the last
election? 2024, I keep telling you that a lot of things that we identify. And we will be holding an official press conference on the matter. So I'll reserve a lot of daylight robbery. If anybody is telling you that in the figment of their imaginations, Alan Chemantin got 31,000 across the country, that person must be living in Azerbaijan.
What did you get?
And so we will be doing that massive expose for the world to know what has happened. I come from the Ashanti region. I know the dynamics of the region.
So Ashanti region, you're doing 1%.
How can we be doing 1%? I mean, that is his data. That's why you see, I started from a premise, and he has also expatiated on how he arrives at his data.
Do you have a database on how many MPP members left with you? I mean, followed you to join the UP in the Ashanti region?
In the Ashanti region, they were in the million. Look, when we were getting to election 2024, something happened on the election day. When people had massed up to go and vote, then they started going around telling people that Alan Chemantin has withdrawn from the race.
Oh, so that's what affected you.
And then the people decided we will not even vote anymore. That was what happened. That's what you are not being told.
Oh, but the highest you have is 4%, right? Musa, if I'm right. For the region.
Oh, but that's what happened.
The highest, I'm looking at the data now on the screen.
According to Musa Danquah.
4% is the highest.
According to Musa
for UP.
For UP?
No, for UP it's less than that.
It's even less than
according to Musa Danquah. That is his data. I have my data. Why must I worry myself on his data? He has told you he's not Jesus. He has told you data do change. He has told you that he interviewed people, and the very people he interviewed, he can go there tomorrow and they will have a change of mind. Why would I worry myself?
So are you insecure that you are losing your base?
How can, like, would have left this politics if we don't believe in what we are doing? Remember, if indeed we believe that we had 31,000, we would not even be discussing political matters. But we know what is on the ground.
But let me give one news to Solo.
Okay.
You have another.
The region. Good.
I hope it's not heartbreaking.
The regions with the highest number of UP supporters are Volta region and Western North region.
In fact, Upper East is even more from our data.
So for Volta, they are living.
UP is about 4% in
Volta.
Volta, we have numbers.
And 3% in Northwest.
So Volta, they have the numbers. But for the NDC, you said that there were some people who were not willing to associate with the NDC.
In the NDC Volta region, they are 42%.
But have they told you whether they are interested in other parties?
Disagrees.
I didn't see that.
Okay. All right. Musa, thank you. Is there any final thing you'd want people to know on this?
No, so I think the voter issue.
Yeah, you address it, yes. Is there any final thing you want people to be?
Look, we are doing public opinion.
Yeah.
And public opinion is fluid. It changes. Perception is not always the reality. We must understand that.
Fantastic.
And some people may have certain perception of certain people.
Yeah.
But in reality, it is not. We are there to measure these sentiments and this perception over time. We will have an average of these sentiments over time. And if you understand data, The averages will give you the real picture and a snapshot.
And you're confident that these 4 names you've put out, likelihood that they will even change?
Look. Numbers will change. Position may change.
But these names?
But I wouldn't think any surprises from anywhere will topple these 4.
Not even Joshua Alabi?
In the last poll, he was doing 3% nationally.
Wow. Okay, Max, let me give you the last one. Let's talk about the slavery.
The Volta thing, I think he may not be too far from right. Volta is a base of the NDC. In the last election, we gave our all. My constituency gave the highest percentage of votes to the NDC.
Oh, really?
93.33%.
93%?
Yes, that's how much we gave to the NDC. And the expectation is that things will happen commensurate with whatever votes we gave. And most of the exigencies of the youth felt that job opportunities that are coming should inure more to them than any other person.
Also, there's a lot of pressure at the base.
Yes, there is.
People are coming.
There is. And so I would not be surprised that some of the youth may want now to be at the neutral level. Like he said, they may not have moved to any political party, but they may just want to stay in the middle and watch.
There's this trend online with many accusing you, those who have won the elections, those who have gotten appointments, you've deserted some of your supporters. That's a claim out there, that you don't listen to the base anymore.
We do listen, but maybe not to their satisfaction. And sometimes they don't understand why you used to pick their calls every day and now you can't pick. For instance, I'm on the studio. I'm now in the studio. Calls are coming. There's no way I can pick. But most of them cannot understand why you cannot pick calls like you used to pick. They can't understand why.
So many of them complaining online. I mean,
so
now
they won't understand why you can't come to them every day like you used to come to them. Then when I was a parliamentary candidate, I was completely in the constituency. I closed late last night in Parliament. I couldn't even go home because I need to come here very early for the show. And so somebody calling you at that moment may not get you. I expect that I should be in the constituency now at a funeral. Right. But I'm here in the studio. Right. And most of the names we even get in the national level who are ever names, most of them don't come to, like, not in the constituency.
They're not based
in the constituency. And so that relatability becomes an issue. So you mentioned somebody at the top, he's an FA name, yes. But somebody from Sokode, can I relate to that person? So those are the things that are happening. And so maybe at the national level, they will feel that, this is an FA name, this is an FA name, this is an FA name.
Do you feel there's too much pressure on the president? I mean, or the queue is too long? I mean,
it is because we have so many people in the Volta region who subscribe to the ideals of the party. And so much is also demanding from the national cake their share. And so, if you have a small pool of people and then you have one kinky, they can share. But if you have 1,000 people sharing one kinky, can you imagine the pressure on that same kinky? So that is what is happening. But I'm sure that the presidency, the party is hearing these things and looking at it and would want to.
But they are now moving to the UP because UP has...
Which UP?
4%. 4% in the
Solos UP?
Yes.
Oh. Is the NPP people there who would want to associate with them?
I am very happy that we're having this program this morning. I want to have this tape down. 2020, after the elections, let him come here and run his mouth.
Okay, you know what? No further comments. No further comments. It's okay.
You come around your mouth.
Solo, please believe in science and data. Okay?
Why are you an atheist?
If I know what I know, knowing what I know.
Okay. You know what? Let's now talk about the slavery issue. It became topical, but just watch this, and then we'll be back to have some more of this.
Ancestors must be rejoicing in their graves. And all the torture and adversity they went through, they must be happy that this day the world has recognized that they are not forgotten, and that the pain they went through and the torture they went through has been recognized by the United Nations, the world's highest body that we all ascribe to. But this is not the end. This is the beginning. What we've achieved today creates a platform for the struggle for reparatory justice. And so we must not rest because we have achieved this success. We must take this success and begin to work so that those who denied our ancestors their humanity, those who denied our ancestors their dignity, can accept the truth that this is what happened. The revisionists and all those who would seek to erase them out of the footnotes of history. Today, we've accepted that this was a grave crime against humanity, the gravest indeed, and that the next steps in terms of reparations, in terms of justice, in terms of apology, are what we need to work on. And we need to keep this coalition. We can't achieve it alone. This victory is not for Ghana. We did it for the whole Africa and all people of African descent. And I believe that if we keep this coalition, we will take the next steps together.
Somebody bets a vessel, a boat at Cape Coast, and you decide to go to the north, go to the Bono area, get to the Ashanti area, get into the Asin area, and you are chasing your own people, the strongest among them. Then after 100 years, you say, I should be compensated. Who should compensate who? Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, I don't want us to create a certain impression that, expressing an opposing view to this whole reparation thing makes you anti-African, or you are not thinking about the suffering. Who suffered? We maltreated our own. We maltreated our own and told the white man that he should also maltreat our own. So, Mr. Speaker, the story must be told and be put in its proper context. It is also a fact that inhumane treatment, the unfortunate humiliation, the marginalization, the injustice, the abuse of our ancestors who became victims of this slave trade, Mr. Speaker, must be condemned, and I so condemn him.
Okay, if you don't understand why the minority leader was saying that, it's just because earlier this week, the UN adopted a motion that was tabled by the Republic of Ghana. They want to, of course, it declared slavery, the transatlantic one, as the gravest crime against humanity. But many questions have emerged, and one of them is from the minority leader who you just listened to. Solo?
Well, slavery, whichever way you look at it, wasn't a good thing for us as a continent, as a human race. So I was very surprised to hear Afenyo say, whom should we compensate? People have to be compensated, but not in terms of monetary money, let me put it that way.
So if there's no need for money, why are we then...
No, the point is that how much are you going to put on?
Why?
What is the value you are going to put on someone who was changed? Someone who died along the journey? Someone who was made to work without his will? Well, how much are you going to value the person? I believe that saying sorry is enough.
Oh, okay.
Because you see, the current crop of leaders, majority of African leaders, I bet you, the Western world is being charitable. If they decide to pay us, if they even decide to give us $1 trillion, in the next 2 months, all the money will end up back in their economies. What would we have done?
You mean they shouldn't give anything reparations to our governments?
The point is that we have what it takes to turn around the fortunes, to let them know that, yes, you did a lot of bad things against us, but we are resilient and we have been able to...
You heard Afenyo Makin's point. I mean, who sold the slaves?
Our people. So the entire apology must also come from those within. That aspect, I agree with him. It takes two to tango. Our people, the white exploited the tribal conflicts that was happening amongst us, and so they got people to be selling fellow human beings to them. And that is where I believe that those that did that ought to also apologize. Beyond the apology, our focus is becoming more or less on the money.
Yes.
So if you listen to the US, if you listen to our own sister, Kemi Bednock, what they are saying, they are afraid that beyond accepting it, because if you listen to all those, even those that dissented, what was USA saying? They said they believe that something wrong happened. Those that even abstained, all of them, the fear is that beyond accepting that slavery was a grievance, there will be demand for money. That's why I'm saying that the focus must not be on the money. If as Africa we are going that in the same way the US put money together to undertake what we call a Marshall Plan in Europe and build Europe from scratch, they should come and do that. We must go on that way, but not to use slavery, because at the end of the day, you cannot put value.
If you make this argument, and there are people online who come against you. I recall Manasseh online asked the same question. That, okay, so what next? And who even sold the slaves? That aspect, do you feel that we are anti, or I mean, you would be tagged as anti?
No, you are,
and or anti-Pan-African if
you are confronting the reality.
If you raise that question, that were blacks also complicit?
They were complicit. If the story is being told, it must be told in full. The whites just did not come to the coast, and then we offered ourselves. Our people gathered them from the hinterlands, brought them to the coast. Some of them walked 400 kilometers to get to the coast, took monies, and then gave them out. So we must also condemn those that took part. But beyond that, I believe that acknowledging that it is the gravest crime to have ever happened to humanity, for me, is enough. But to be focusing on money, and our current framework in Africa, I disagree.
Do you suspect that's what some African leaders
I mean, if you listen to it, I have had an occasion of discussing, debating Mr. Pratt on this matter, because he has written extensively on reparation. I agree with his angle that he says the focus must not be on the money. And I agree with him entirely that if the demand for money becomes the focus, we have lost it. Because Europe now is in some sort of economic melee. So for them to agree with you and then later come and demand money, how are they going to pay it? Because how would Portugal abstain from it when they were so much complicit in the slave trade? How would the Netherlands, when evidence of it abounds in the entire Netherlands? How about the UK? Now they are telling us that they help in ending slavery. How did you end slavery when you were so much complicit in it? But the bottom line, they are afraid that you come there and demand money for the atrocities that have been committed.
Do you also suspect this is
for me?
This is about money for
I believe that to a large extent, Africa also wants to take money. To a large extent.
That's what you suspect.
That's what I suspect. And I have said it right from day one that don't let us create the impression that we are too much into money. Because if you look at the resolution that we sent, there has to be a fund for reparation. What is that fund going to be used for? The moment that fund, that's what the US said, but who is going to benefit from? I mean, that's the point.
From the money.
From the money. And whether or not you were affected by the slavery, you will benefit from that. So everybody is afraid how much we are going to put on it. And so some will say, we are disagreeing. No, they all know that is not a good history to recount.
Who should the fund for reparations go to? That's been an argument, an age-old one. Some say, okay, give it to the government. Some say, identify people who have suffered. That will be a very,
so I have
it will be a very tough task.
I have a table here. If you look at the number of people that were sold into slavery, you understand?
Yes.
Country specific. Angola had about 3.6 million. You understand? Nigeria had about 2 million.
Ghana, this from a document?
Document. This is a document that is with the UN.
Oh, okay.
You understand? Ghana, we have about 1.6 million. And then you go to Ethiopia, it's about 1.4, and so on and so forth. So when the money comes, are you going to go to Angola and say that you had 3.6?
Pro rata.
Exactly. But that is why I don't want us to even take it, because you cannot have a value about profession. What value am I going to put on someone that they put anchors and so on the person? Do we know what they suffered for us to be thinking about compensation
on their behalf?
On their behalf. So I agree with the president and AU for letting the world admit that they erred. But beyond that, if we need any developmental assistance also, we must package a different thing. And not to try to want to benefit from something that you have no clue about.
Were your forefathers captured?
I don't know whether they were captured or not. When I came to that, in fact, we are still living in slavery. Today, you go to the various embassies, people queue like to go. Haven't you been watching TikTok that Ghanaians that are living in the US, they even mock us here?
All right, so
here they call us those in Misrim. God, they are in heaven.
Okay, Max.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me commend the president once again for being the champion.
Solo is not too sure if his forefathers. Anyway.
No, some are there.
I don't know.
So let me commend the president highly for blazing the trail and taking us to the level he has done. He's done so well. Yeah. And like Solo has said, Ghana has become the beacon of justice for Africa internationally. And so I want to thank him and then the Foreign Affairs Minister, Samia Blakwa, and all the team who played very critical roles in this. Historically, like Solo said, I'm sure that because of tribal wars, even the Volta region, because some people are Mepeplau, so they could buy from one village to another.
Right.
And so you have that intermix. So sometimes I hear, to make them stay, they made some of them chiefs. So you go to a community and somebody says chief and is writing another name. You don't understand why. It is because they were slaves brought into them. But to allow them to stay, they give them some position to feel good. So they are there. We still have some of them amongst our people. So, yes, somebody has come to buy and maybe chain and do all the nasty things and took them away. That may be what we want to be referring to. But maybe from one village to the other, is just pulling him along and getting him there. And so, yes, it's a grievous crime that humanity has suffered. And we only want the world to accept that that is what it is. Once you say, I understand, over time, this was what was happening. We came in with sugar, drink, whiskey, and some of those things to take away your people. And today they are where they are. We are sorry about that. But for me, the question now is, are we not ourselves enslaving now? The World Cup that is coming. Do you have an idea the number of people who want this World Cup visa to go to US and Canada and not want to come back? And they go and sell their building, they sell their land, they sell their cars, go and queue at the embassies to want to go to America. And they will go there and they can't come back. They are there 20 years, 25 years, and their grandchildren will be here saying, my father has been in US for 25 years. The question is, what is he doing there?
Yeah.
What has he been doing there for the 25 years? Can he come back? If he comes back, can he make life meaningful for himself?
Right.
So for me, let's look at the reality of slavery now, rather than thinking about reparation. Reparation to what end?
The money, you don't believe in the money coming?
What are we going to use the money to do? And like, are we going to look for the families that were affected? Like you were asking Solo whether his forefathers were also captured, so that we'll go and give them a percentage, or we just coming to use it to build a monument and name it, and always continue to remind us of whatever it is.
But the argument is that you should support communities.
Which communities?
Affected, I mean, because we have a number of forts and some of these colonial...
So we want the forts to be...
or maybe the communities around may have suffered some. I don't know. I don't know how
for prisons,
should also get some...
we'll get what are they going to do? To refurbish it, to remind us of whatever happened. So for me, at the point when they realize that whatever they have done is wrong, we are sorry. Maybe some documents here and there, some apology and things here and there. We just forget about it. But just to say that we have been speaking about these things for time in the past. But President Mahama has sent it to a next level by putting a motion together, tabling it at UN, getting a lot of countries, 123 countries put in favor of this phenomenon. And so thumbs up for him. And then he's placed Ghana once again at the international pedestal. And it is good for us as people.
Great. You know what? I can assure you that once the money comes, a lot of people will own up. They've been affected by slavery. So at that point, I'm sure you will show up. You own up and say that.
Every abusia enti enkomo no na yakọ akwakuti edi aba no medi kan ka cho say sa nkomodidi ewe it shouldn't be now mema NDC ni bia tirimu nyane de se obedi party nanimu mema NDC ni bia tirimu enyane de se obedi party nanimu because party no wudi animu a ayensem na medika ka chi NDC for say omo betimi awin ni 2028 election a ebegina the performance a omo ebe putu ni up in their current regime because Ghana UCC and said Ghana for nyate papa mumfa jem payfo manimu a yenti se kane no ena obetimi ay campaign ay bibia at the end of the day bi edi sika ketewa bi no de asesa niema enne ya me no kasai se sika no de kwa nipa behwe wanim na wagi sika na di na wasan kwoto aba no edi etiawo owia wonim de obeye na wasan aba abe grant interview se suma sima sika se yento ma no be ye gi sika no ye di ye ene santutia no. That is the most painful thing. Into your NDC ni na wo hwemia. Don't let this conversation distract you. Ye Jumadin, Bua John Mahama, Bua Yeura, John Mahama, ni Professor Jinana, no munye den, or munsa CD. Because a payful baby say, Uyonko da, and no da. So, what me Bua, Emma President Nisa CD. Unyuma, and a Becca Sama. I know personality. I know famous be away. Sebi, I know Dimbi away. Anye nkofo musro anye o gentle bi a woye ene ebe weni ama na mom enwuma obeputu ni aporo ti se yewra atofo sense dollar no so marigi ni ye ase dun katia woni din dada but it could be say ni din no bia na anso ni mu but e bia dollar na atofo sen eye ni sa ne manema no marigi ni sa na se koto aba na sa netia na e bia na nkofo hu ni mobo what ya say enti munye adwumadin. That this conversation shouldn't be under discussion now. Because Ghana ye wo sisi ano. Ye ni abre. Ye pese shisha omay no. Omay ni jina brane. Ye pese omay no jina brane. Na niyama tuto na akwan so. E di sebi obudu sebi nyado. Mi hu obi na oyiye ni hu niyama. Tise MPP for yo mote opposition na. Omope Ghana suwa diye miwai. Ye di omay ni mamo. For 8 solid years, mwa de papa bi amfanye. Ye di Ghana she munsa 8 solid years. Ena kwa bi abetina no ma she fuguso ye MPP ni. Minim. Let me tell you one thing. MPP for say ye ka say obi be really Ghana. Eni kwa say mu MPP for mo think about it da. Mo mani mba ma adwi mu da. Se mo ye de o man bi be munsa at this very moment. Ade amodia ye Ghana no, it is still fresh in our minds. It is still fresh in our minds. It is loud and clear in our minds. Ese ya adwum papa. Enti se bia budu se bia nyado. Motwo no na moyiye monema. Aina MPP NDC for see omako hane enkomodidi MPP for di no position ni bia useless conversations. Enye nkomodidi bia boa etumpon. Enti MPP for ye ka kire mo. Se mo pese o man no ubedi su biwa. Mo fa good policies. Na munja propaganda na mo to opposition amoye no. Munja propaganda na mo to opposition amoye na mboa. Anye say na NDC 14 opposition mo ye yo. NDC 14 asi hu say there be the way am na do manage Ghana no. Enye fe. Policies o de ba enye yibia papa bia sa. Enti policy ben eno mo betina se a omo betimi dia ye na convince Ghana. Eno mo kotwa ahonyom. Odi asempa na bo 24-hour economy. Although 24-hour economy na enye adwuma sisi but some sectors enye adwuma okota mahabo se enye adwuma na nsi yewura kando health minister by osiso okwo Ezekwalibu okwo no masamri OPD ho no mo asha se mo ye muka se 24-hour economy ewo ho. Enti ekirese enkakra se ye man di simbre enkakra ye man di si time they can deliver. Ye nya butere na ye to ye boase etwen NDC for they can deliver. Why not? Enti meka amana to MPP for team. Montrefi na munsua sebinyansa munsua good policies. Other than say betina se no bet attack Ibrahim Mahama unnecessary. Ibrahim Mahama waye den ne bona waye se wato plane jet ya magana se wa se bi uyare oho dodo uhia mo bia no jet ne me for free na wa to BDC also say ne brother e tu kwan as the president on tofu wankwangu no mfanko ne bona wa ye ne sen na wa bebie nyuma o Ghana ha aha no ye mahwehwa de opapa ne nsa kwa na enti saa nima we yoyi na na omoma ne contractor opapa ne nsa kwa won so betima ye bia we MPP ne ye bi. And I've been saying this kofo ena ma Ibrahim Mahama ye Ibrahim Mahama kofo yi mi say Ibrahim Mahama no one kofo ebom sen ba ye wura kofo ehun se ampa Ibrahim Mahama onye sika onya de magana obie nyuma obie de magana for enti ma men supporting the business no onye de enti me mbo o man no but MPP fo yo mo aka die akufo fashion bo bia fashion no mo makika ena mo digiri mo be ba power me yahwe ye na eti kulomra che wadwo comment section bakraw bye bye.